Hello, my name is Leon. Welcome to another reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we're going to be reading The Axeman. I'm an Axeman. It's actually not called Axe in Australia. It's called... I forgot what it's called. You talk about the anti-deodorant spray. Yes. It's called Lynx in Australia. Yeah. Anyway, Axe. I also do appreciate the fact that Axe is spelled correctly with an E. I don't understand. I don't even understand what country doesn't put an E in it. I thought it was America, but then this is American, but then it could also be pretending to be British. But I don't. Why not have an E in Axe? Just put an E in there. Can't have two-letter words going around. Two-letter nouns, you mean? How many two-letter nouns are there? Come on. I'm thinking now. I'm trying to think. What's a two-letter noun? Hang on. God, can you not do this at the beginning of every book rating? Shut up. Shut up. Two-letter noun. There we go. What do you got? Bet it's got axe, but axe is the first thing it shows. What? What? Shut up, those are words. Yeah, I hate it when you look up like five-letter words that start with THY or something, and then it shows you like these words that are not words, like okay, TV does not count. Us is a pronoun. ST is not a word. No is not a noun. Un is not a word. CO is not a word. A and then dot. What's that supposed to be? LA is not a word. PC, it's an abbreviation. B dot. What is B dot supposed to be? Go is not a noun. FA, it. LBP is not a word. Oz. It's not really. Joe. Come on. Double A? What is that? What is AA? Not a word. Shut up, get out of here. Yeah, these are all just stupid combinations of like two letters that don't actually mean anything as far as I'm concerned. And I'm a linguist, so I get double D? How is DD a word? I mean, double D is a word, but you know, but QT. Well, that's the shorthand for quart, but I wouldn't really. Double B. BD. What the fuck is BD? Shut up. If. Well, that's a word, but it's not a noun. Okay, so the moral of the story is that there aren't really any two-letter nouns, and by that logic, it's so weird how AX hasn't appeared yet. That should be like the first thing. Like, doctor doesn't count. JP, what's that supposed to be? Me, well, that's a word, that's a noun. But it's a pronoun, so I'm not counting it. Okay, is okay a noun? It's also an abbreviation, technically, but I'll let it pass. Is it a noun, though? Everything is okay, that's an adjective. Yeah, I don't think so. OR. IQ. I'm tempted to give IQ a pass, even though it is technically an abbreviation. What does IQ even stand for? I have no idea. Great. Okay, well, I'll give IQ one, because that is definitely a noun. Although the fact that you read it IQ and not... that is true, too. Be my... Yeah... Look at all these stupid words. I'll just read some of them off. ZOXD RG ID. Okay, ID, but that's identification. GP TG ET UE GH. I mean, do abbreviations count? I guess they do. You put PC in there twice. They had PC like ages ago, and now they've got uppercase PC. You can't. Shut up. TH isn't a word. The fuck is TH supposed to be? This is stupid. B4, as in the letter B, and the number 4. Okay, they're just being ridiculous. It's so weird, they don't even have accent here. Wow. A3? What? A4? Is A4... A4 is... I guess it is technically a noun, isn't it? These are dumb. This is dumb. This website's dumb. Wordexample.com is dumb. Should never use it. Stupid. Oh, ox! Oh my god! Okay, ox. Yeah, that's one. That counts. That definitely counts. Ox. Ox is never spelled with an E, is it? No. There are many more words than only one. Here's a small list in Oxford dictionaries. AA is rough, cindery lava. AB, an abdominal muscle. That's a nickname. Ad, that's a nickname. Axe, variant spelling of axe. Variant spelling of axe, as in AXE is the correct spelling. Is that what you're trying to tell me? US, variant spelling of axe. Yeah, there you go. What? AX without the E is American. Well, that's clearly wrong, because Americans don't know how to spell. Like, we do a book reading now? Jesus, you spent 6 minutes. Supposed to 6 hours. I actually also calculated how many more book readings I have to do before, I start P5. Well, not... I could do them while I'm doing P5, but I'd prefer to do them all beforehand. There are a total of 15 days that get skipped in P5. So I'm gonna do book readings for those days, just to put something out, and then I've still got a few more days, I think 22 days, until we actually start P5. So I did a bunch more, and I'm also trying to do a whole bunch of Final Fantasy 6s and First 15s, just so I've got them all uploaded and good to go until March 2023, which is, that's 133 videos. That's a lot of videos. Anyway, can we do the book reading, please? Sure. The Axeman. Of all the members of Morrowind Torg I've spoken with, none disturbed me as much as Minas Tork. A quiet and reserved man who never drank, never visited a brothel, or even uttered a curse. He was famous for his ability to make people disappear. Like that. Once, a person was targeted by the Brotherhood, and Torek was sent to them. They would simply cease to be. I asked him once what his weapon of choice was, and was equally startled by his answer. I only likes to use axes, he said in his typical quiet voice. The image of this silent doer fellow, attacking anyone with a weapon as inherently bloody and violent as an axe, so frightened and intrigued me that I questioned him about it further. This is an inherently dangerous activity, for assassins are not typically keen to give out their stories. Turek did not mind the questions, though it took some time to get the full story out of him, as naturally shy and reserved as he was. It seemed that Turek had been orphaned at a very young age and sent to live with his uncle, a salt rice plantation owner in Shigarat, in northern Vardenfell. The man promised to show his nephew the business and eventually make him a partner when he was old enough. In the meantime, the boy was put to work at his uncle's house as his uncle's house servant. How many pages are there? Excellent question. It's old. 11. 10 and a half. It was a grueling life, as the old man was very particular about how things should be done. The boy was first required to give all... Wait, are you saying this is his backstory? Yes. Okay. It was a grueling life, blah, 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 blah. The boy was first required to give all the floors of the house a thorough scouring, from the attic to the cellar. Whenever the floor was not cleaned to the uncle's satisfaction, which was frequent, Tarek was thrashed and forced to begin again. The boy's second duty was to ring the bell that would bring the labourers into the house. This was done at least 4 times a day. once for each meal. But if his uncle... Wait, why are there 4 meals? No, wait a minute. But if his uncle had any news or additional instructions for the labourers, which he frequently did, the bell might need to be sounded a dozen times or more. It was a huge iron bell in the tower, and the boy quickly discovered that he had to throw his entire body into the motion of pulling the chain in order to have it sound loud enough to bring everyone in for the field. If he was tired and did not pull the back-breaking chain hard enough, his uncle was soon at his side to beat him until he rang the bell loud and clear. Torik's third task was dusting all the shelves in his uncle's vast library. As deep and old as the shelves were, he was required to work with a long, heavy duster on a rod. The only way that he could reach to the back of the shelves was to hold the duster at his shoulder, and then swing it out in a sweeping motion. Again, if the uncle saw any dust left over, or felt that the boy was not working as hard as he ought to, the punishment was swift and severe. After several years, Menace Torik grew into a young man, but his job responsibilities were not increased. His uncle promised to teach him the business once Torik had demonstrated his mastery of his servitorial assignments. Divorced from any knowledge of any work other than his own, Torik never knew how badly in debt his uncle was and how poorly the farm's yield was. In his 18th year, Torik was called into the cellar by his uncle. He thought that he had not done a good enough job scouring the floor down there, and was frightened of the beating to come. What he found, however, was his uncle packing his goods into crates. "I'm leaving Morrowind," he explained. "The business has gone sour, and I thought I'd try my luck running a caravan in Skyrim. I understand there's good money to be made trading fake Dwemer artifacts to the Nords and Cyrodiils. I wish I could take you with me, my lad, but there won't be much need for scouring, bell pulling, and dusting where I'm going." "But, uncle," said Torik, "I can't read. I knows nothing of the business you promised to teach me. What wills I do's on my own." "I'm certain you can find a job in some domestic capacity," shrugged the uncle. "I've done my best with you." "Fuck you, dude." Torik had never stood up to his uncle before, and felt no anger, only a sort of coldness that gripped his heart. Among his uncle's possessions, being packed away, was an old heavy iron axe, allegedly of Dwemer manufacture. Oh, does it have some kind of enchantment on it? Maybe. He picked it up in his hands and was surprised to find that it was not much heavier than his dusting rod. In fact, it felt very comfortable as he pulled it over his shoulder and swung it out as he had done so many times before. In this instance, however, he swung it into his uncle's right arm. The old man screamed with pain and rage, but for some reason Torik did not feel frightened anymore. He propped the axe against his other shoulder and swung it out again. It cut a swath across the old man's chest, and he fell to the floor. Torik hesitated before lifting the axe above his head. It was another natural position for him, like he was ringing a bell. Over and over again he swung down as if he was calling the labourers in from the field, except that this time there was no sound except for a wet thump, and no labourers came in from the field. Of course, his uncle had sent them away hours before. After a time there was nothing left of his uncle, that couldn't be washed down at the cellar drain. The process of cleaning up came easily to Torik as well. Oh my god, because of all his skills. Blood scrubbed up much quicker than the usual grime and salt rice flour, really, that doesn't make sense, that littered the cellar floor. It was well known that Torik's uncle was planning to leave Morrowind, so his disappearance provoked no suspicion. The house and all the belongings were sold to the debt collectors, but Torik took the axe. It seemed that his uncle had given him some worthwhile business skills after all. Aww, isn't that nice? Well, that was the Axeman. Another reading of the Elder Scrolls, but for now, my name is Leo, and I will see you next time.